No, Randy, we'll start with that. You know, first of all, one of the nice things will be is we'll be able to get Julian Good-Jones back. And, you know, that was a situation that had been handled, quite honestly, last spring. And, you know, nobody had asked, so I really didn't deluge that information that he wouldn't play last week. But, you know, Julian's had a good spring and certainly had a good summer. And so it'll be really good to have him back because he was a guy that was really fighting to be in our starting lineup anyway. So I think Julian coming back will help that offensive line a little bit, and then I think you just got to continue to put yourself in situations. What we did is we put ourselves in some tough situations for that offensive line to get exposed. And, you know, there's 7 offensive penalties in the football game. 5 of those are 15-yard runs or more that get called back. And when that happens, I think you really handcuff yourself and put yourself in some tough situations. And obviously that's what happened to us. But do they need to continue to grow? Do they need to continue to get better? They do, and I think they will. And I think I saw them even throughout the game. There were some positive things that group did as well. It's hard to say that when you lose a football game, but there was some growth by that group throughout the game. Well, I think hindsight's always 20/20, and believe me, I'm the first coach that's not going to sit up here and say I was perfect or we were perfect throughout the game, because we weren't. And you know, I think we tried to get Mike going early on. They kind of did some things to take him away in some of the quarterback run read situations. But, you know, again, we've got to do a great job of focusing what gives him the best opportunities to be successful early in the football game. And, you know, it's not just Mike. I think it's that whole stable of backfields. I thought David Montgomery really ran the ball well again. And, you know, I think Kanae's got to be a factor as we continue to go forward. And thought Kanae did a great job in the kickoff return game for us. Well, no, I think 2 things. Number one, obviously what this rivalry means to both schools and the institution and the states. You know, it didn't take me really long, the first press conference, where that question was asked, maybe the 3rd or 4th question. Number 2, then going to Hilton and watching that basketball game get played, and just the energy and the emotion and, you know, the passion within that basketball arena that night, and then really traveling throughout the state, quite honestly, on the tailgate tour and seeing how divided and how loyal both fan bases really are. And again, that's what makes college football really special. That's what playing in a program like this and being a part of a rivalry like that, it's really special to be a part of something like that. And do you talk about that with your kids? You absolutely do, because I think you're at fault if you don't. And, you know, it's something we've talked about really from the day that I've gotten here through spring practice at times, and obviously as we get in and prepare for this game, you certainly talk about those things. So I've got a great deal of respect for their program, what they've done, but also know this is a great rivalry game and something that we're lucky to be a part of. Yeah, you've obviously been able to watch that football game, have watched a lot of CJ play and what he looks like and what he's got the ability to do. And I think what he does is he fits them to a T in terms of managing the game. He's not only got the ability to manage the game, but he's also does a great job being able to make plays with his feet and certainly with his arm. And so, you know, I think when they've had that on offense, they've been really, really good. And CJ certainly brings that to that football team right now. And you talk about management, doesn't turn the ball over, does a great job of taking care of the football and having a great understanding of where his playmakers are when he needs to find those guys. So I've been really impressed with what he's done and certainly what they ask him to do. And he's done a great job within their system. Yeah, I think that's a great question as we get into this game plan and look at it. I think as you see and you watch the matchups that he takes part in, he wins more than he loses a lot of times. And, you know, I think those are things that we've got to have a great understanding of where he's at within the football game, where he aligns, and do a great job of, if we want to attack him, what gives us the best opportunity to attack him. But I think a great player like that, you don't want to give that guy too many opportunities to change the game.